Wow. The comments made by Whoopi Goldberg yesterday were unbelievably hilarious. Now, obviously, I don't have any ties to the groups of people that were mentioned, so I don't have really any reason to be personally offended or to have really any skin in the game here, other than laughing at another idiotic celebrity take. And yesterday might have been one of the most hilariously bizarre apology double downs. She literally said that the actions of the bad guys from WW2 were not about an individual's race. We know this to be untrue based on the language that the bad guys from WW2 literally used to describe their targets. Now, we can mishmash and try to get, super complex. But I think what's important here is that we focus on what Whoopi Goldberg said, because Whoopi Goldberg is somebody who wants Joe Rogan off the airwaves, that wants you to listen to her for health advice. And we know that Whoopi Goldberg said what she said. She meant what she said. And I don't think there's really any conversation to be had offering her additional good faith, speculative opinions on what she really meant. Watching her go on television last night, Colbert actually having her on to literally double down. I am not kidding. This is an actual conversation that happened on Colbert. Colbert, after allowing Whoopi to come on and say, well, this is what I really meant. I just have such a mega huge brain. Stephen Colbert, of all people, leans in and says, well, the bad guys from WW2 have and would have said it is a racial issue. What does Whoopi reply? I'm not kidding. Unironically, she said, see, that's what's interesting to me, because the bad guys from WW2 lied. It actually wasn't about race. What? So we can use their language and rhetoric on how they viewed that group of people as, enough evidence for most people. She goes on to say they had an issue with ethnicity, not with race, because most of them were white people, and most of the people they were going after were also white. So to me, I'm thinking, hey, how can this be about race if you have exactly the same skin tone? Literally what? Colbert is getting, Whoopi continues to receive criticism and provoke debate after an appearance on The Late Show with Colbert, where she elaborated and some say doubled down on her take. Noam Blum says, so we're all going to be gracious to Whoopi and say that it was the latter, but listen to her explain herself on Colbert. It's the former. She can't see someone's Judaism, and therefore it doesn't compute as a racial issue to her. Like, I'm not kidding. Whoopi doubles down on the Big H remarks. Despite apology, they had issues with ethnicity. First of all, this is one of those times where maybe you just don't comment on it. There are issues for me that are just too much of a hotbed. I've got to really pick my spots. Is it worth it? Is it worth getting, drug into all this controversy when you've got literally no skin in the game? Whoopi stirred the pot for a second time during an interview. By the way, she meant it. She meant it. I wonder if she's a follower of the Farrakhan guy. I wonder if there's any pictures of those two together. She stirred the pot for a second time during an interview and aired on Monday on The Late Show. By the way, they scrambled to get her on The Late Show. She wasn't scheduled. I felt like being black, when we talk about it's a race, is a very different thing to me. Okay, so in 2011, Whoopi Goldberg was quoted as saying this about her stage surname. My mother did not name me Whoopi, but Goldberg is my name. It's part of my family, part of my heritage. Just like being black, I just know I'm Jewish. That's what she said in 2011. People were very angry and said, no, we are a race, and I understand. I felt differently. I respect everyone is trying to say to me. I don't want to fake apologize, because you don't want to apologize. They trotted you out on The View this morning, and you issued a ridiculous non-apology, just like the one you issued on Twitter. And I'm not buying it. You meant what you said. You've got some weird issue or weird thoughts about this group of people. It's actually quite common with like black celebrities. Nick Cannon, who didn't lose his job for saying heinous things about Jewish people. What was that? NFL receiver. There's a handful of them, prominent, that have some weird opinions. Now they're all saying I'm anti-Semitic and denying the big H and all these other things that would never occur to me to do. Have you come to understand that the bad guys saw it as race? Colbert asked. Asking the bad guys, they would say yes. Okay, what you should have did right there is stopped, but she couldn't help herself. Quote, this is what's interesting to me because they lied. It wasn't. So not them, not the actual group of people doing it, not what they said. Listen to Whoopi Goldberg's Big H revisionism. Goldberg said, and then attempted to split hairs by suggesting that it was an ethnic issue rather than racial. They had issues with ethnicity, not race, because most of them were white, and most of the people they were going after were also white. So it all really began because I said, how will we explain to them what happened? She said. This wasn't racial. It was about white on white. So once again, don't write me anymore. I know how you feel, okay? I already know. I get it, Goldberg concluded, and I'm going to take your word for it and never bring it up again. So what Whoopi Goldberg is saying, I don't agree with you. I'm 10 toes stuck in behind the line. I believe what I said. I'm not going to admit I'm wrong. It's like saying, I'm sorry you were offended. Then she had prompted immediate response from her co-host who made the initial comments on the ABC The View. Joy Behar quickly noted that at the very least, they had viewed them as a different race and had gone after black folks as well. And Anna Navarro noted that they were also had issues and blah, blah, blah. We know this. Critics like Daily Wire editor emeritus Ben Shapiro called Goldberg's comics not just insipid, but insidious, arguing that they were downplaying the minority status. And if you look at her tweet apology, it's actually hilarious. Where is it? If you look at the replies, here's the StopAntisemitism.org writing. No, you don't get an easy out on Twitter. Millions of viewers. I doubt The View has millions of viewers, but okay. Witness your Big H revisionism today. Please apologize and correct this distortion tomorrow on air, which she did do. And bring in actual survivors to speak in order to make this a truly teachable moment. Yossi Gestiner, who is, I don't know, does things. This farce of an apology ignores some of the insane things you said during the segment. Regardless, it's not like you had a slip up in a heated moment. You're 66 years old and you don't have a basic grip of the Big H, which ended a mere decade before you were born. Even Michael Rappaport was like, lit her up. So she apologizes on air and everyone says it's all fine, right? Not like Roseanne, who got fired for a tweet, or for anybody else who would be fired for saying anything similar. Just the double standard. This is a great pause. People, Jesus. Please tell me more about what I should do about my health, Whoopi Goldberg. You look like you buy your clothes in the bedding aisle. By the way, I've been telling people today about our Gilded, which is like a free speech-ish alternative to Discord. I made the difficult decision to get rid of our Discord because I didn't like some of the censorship that they were doing, and I felt targeted by their mods, even though I have pretty reasonable rules for my viewers. It's just like Discord. There's different chat rooms, there's public chat, there's video chat, there's audio chat. If you're looking for a spot to talk to your fellow viewers, if you go in the description below under my link tree, you'll see a link to Gilded, which I now promote here on my overlay. I'd love to see you join and hang out. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.